way how we see ourselves. And if we radically change that, then we can positively affect the world in which we live. But if, as Dr. Wesley said, if we're not going to change the world by talking it into submission, you know, one has to act and one has to take a stand against that, which is destructive to the individual and also destructive to the society in which we live. You know, this is why cowardice is that which is hated by God. Because if we are afraid to be ourselves, you know, then we are not worthy of the fruits that God wants to give, because we're cowardice. So therefore we have to grow in courage. We have to grow in faith. But if we don't have courage and we don't have faith, then we're really unworthy, you know, because those who enslaved us, and I always say this when I'm teaching at the mosque, when you go back to the origin of the transatlantic slave trade, you know, it started in 1555 of a man named John Hawkins, and he presented a business plan really to Queen Elizabeth I, I believe it was. And he wanted ships to be put at his disposal so he could travel to Africa, kidnap people, bring them back, and cause them to work for free and build a glorious civilization. Now, her first response when he made this request of her was that type of activity would bring down the wrath of God on this nation. Those were her first words. And she went home and slept on it, and then the following day said, "How much do you need?" So therefore, the funds were made available, and John Hawkins, who was then knighted and called Sir John Hawkins, went to Africa, and the rest is history. But the point is, in those days, in the 16th century, it took months to travel from Greenwich or from Liverpool or Bristol to arrive on the shores of, say, you know, Ghana or Nigeria or whatever the West African country was. It took months. So not only were those individuals wicked in heart who wanted to kidnap a people, they also were committed to the cause and were willing to give their lives.
Try to hide, you might as well embrace it. You've done it all, turn around and face it. The teachers say the end will never come, but you can't decide. You're burying the seasons, the words are gone every time you speak it. The king's return. Now where will you reside? Run and hide, 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 run and hide,
Sentimental raindrops, the tears fall in increments, like incremental pain drops that wash away the stained spots. The Western world is just a hive of scum and villainy. That's why superheroes wear disguises and trilogies. When the future is uncertain, and the wizard's just a man inside the booth behind the curtain, behaving like a serpent, with a bag full of everything except your home. Just remember, be yourself and accept your own, or run and hide.
Oh damn, they sound good. Let's take one more shit. Oh shit. Don't try to hide. You might as well embrace it. If you've done it all, turn around and face it. The teacher said The end will never come, but you can't decide. You're burying the seasons, the words